Hi, this is Ben from Berscak Custom Guitars, and today we're going to be checking out the Mesa Rectoverb Series 2 combo. And as always, this video is not sponsored. I got this amp on my own on Reverb, and yeah, let's check it out. Alright, so just some specs on this amplifier. It's 50 watt, all tube. It's got two 6L6 power tubes and five 12AX7 preamp tubes. It's a single rectifier, meaning it's diode rectified. You don't have the tube rectification like you do on its big brothers, the dual and triple rectifiers. But to be honest, most people, from what I understand, use the diode rectified modes anyway on those amps. So in my opinion, you're not really missing much, at least if you're playing the kind of music that I play, which is like rock, alternative, punk, or even metal. So in my opinion, it definitely gets that rectifier tone. It has a fixed bias, but you can switch out between EL34s and 6L6s, just like its big brother, the dual and triple rectifiers. It's got two channels. All right, it's got 5 different modes. So on the channel 1, it has clean and pushed, and then on channel 2, which is your overdrive channel, you have raw, vintage, and of course the famous modern mode, which is usually the mode that I keep it on most of the time. And then it also has a parallel FX loop. So you have your preamp ins and outs, and then you also have a blend control. So you can actually blend in any effects if you run them in the loop. Alright, so for this demo, I'll be playing my Phoenix guitar that I built for the Great Guitar Build-Up last year. It's got 2 Dylan pickups. It's got a center punch in the neck and an 8-ball on the bridge. So kind of like more of a PAF style output in the neck and a slightly hotter PAF in the bridge. And that's going to be going straight into the Rectoverb 50. There's no effects, it's just straight into the amplifier from the guitar. And that's going to be recorded using a SM57, recording directly into GarageBand using my M-Audio M-Track interface. And there's going to be no post-processing. Everything you're hearing is coming straight from the SM57. Alright, so just to be totally clear, we're going to be checking out only 2 modes on this amplifier because those are the only 2 that I really use. We're going to check out the clean tone, and we're also going to check out on channel 2 the modern mode, which is the mode that most people are probably going to be using with this amplifier, and it's probably the mode that you're probably most familiar with. I think most bands usually use that to record with, so let's check it out. Yeah, so I really love this amplifier. For me, this was kind of a bucket list amp. I've wanted a rectifier pretty much since I started playing guitar. So it's really cool to me that I'm finally able to get one. It sounds really good here in the room. It's pretty loud. I mean, it's a 50-watt amp, so it's going to be loud, but you know, supposedly I heard that the Mesa rectifiers are designed to make all of their gain in the preamp section. So the power tube section is designed to run clean, from what I understand. So that means you're not really going to be looking for any kind of power amp distortion. So you can run the output pretty low, but still get some good tones out of it. Unlike some other amps where, you know, the power tubes really need to be driven to get a decent sound, or else it sounds thin. This amp does not have that problem. Also, I'm really liking the Mesa Black Shadow speaker. Me personally, I'm used to the sound of a vintage 30, which sometimes can be a little harsh and spiky, a little trebly, but this does not have that problem. I'm able to get similar sounds out of it. It definitely is less trebly than a vintage 30, but you can compensate by just upping the treble on the EQ section, and you have a very, in my opinion, a very similar tone. It's not a vintage 30. I'm not trying to say it's a vintage 30, but it definitely, to me and to my ears, sounds good. Now this is an open back cabinet. It's like a 3/4 open back, so it's not totally open, but it's also not a closed back cabinet. And again, it sounds really good in the room. It fills the entire room with sound. It's definitely not a directional amp. You know, you don't get blasted with sound if you're standing right in front of it. It kind of does a good job of, you know, filling out the entire room full of sound, at least in the room that I'm recording in here. But yeah, I really, really love this amplifier. I really have nothing else to say about it. It's been great since I got it. I've had it for about a month now, and I'm really enjoying it. It's really cool. Some of the other features that this particular one has, it did have casters added to it at some point. Just want to mention that that doesn't come stock on this amp, but I found that a lot of people tend to add those on after the fact because it is a pretty heavy amplifier. I think it's like 60 or 70 pounds. So, you know, definitely be careful if you're trying to lift this thing in and out of your car. I should have looked at that up ahead of time because I was a little shocked the first time I picked it up. But yeah, it's awesome. It may not be the best if you're a touring musician, but for at-home use or studio use, it is definitely awesome. All right, so there you have it. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, click that bell notification. That way you'll be notified whenever we post new content. And if you have any questions or suggestions for any kind of future content, definitely leave a comment down below. I try to respond to everybody as best I can. And also be sure to check us out over on Instagram at berscakcustomguitars. All links are in the description below. Thanks for watching.